Who's the master?
What's up, everybody? Welcome to another episode of Who's the Master podcast. This is Cleezy. I got my main man Ancho with me. Today, we're going to do things a little bit differently. We're going to do a quick review of the Sandman that dropped on Netflix last week. Keep in mind, we are going to have another review coming with V-Dub and Ancho. They're going to go through every episode, give you a little bit more in-depth knowledge and what their thoughts were on that. But I'm not on that video. The world can't live without me, so we're going to get my view on this one with Ancho, kind of break it down and take it from there. Just to get this going and started, Ancho, what's going on, man? How you doing today?
Not much, man. It's Friday, living good. We got some movies to watch this weekend. I think we're going to get some reviews up, content starting to get uploaded quickly. Life is good, man. I ain't got no complaints. How about you?
Everything's pretty good, man. You know, had some struggles with some people who tried to, crack their whip. But me, I should say, but the man has been after Cleezy, but hey, listen. Yeah, and this is the guy who claims that I am the white sympathist in life. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
but,
he's a sleeper agent, but I guess they're happy with the job you've been doing. So
exactly.
Yeah.
Let's get back on topic and talk about the Sandman. This is the latest outing at Netflix, a big budget series that they did. We gave you our first impressions over the first two episodes. We both have completed the season now. This is what Neil Gaiman's masterpiece, what a lot of people would say, and we're just gonna dig into it. Ancho, your overall thoughts, as far as the series, what do you think about that?
Yeah, a couple of things. We are going to be getting to spoilers. So, we know we've been doing a bad job of saying that up front. We'll get better about it. Just be patient.
Definitely.
Also, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and comment below. So, yeah, listen, my initial impression, so I was excited about this series. I'm a comic book fan. This is a seminal comic book work. I was hyped. This thing has been in development hell for 10 years. Joseph Gordon-Levitt at one time was attached to this project. It's passed through so many hands that it's finally seeing a big screen adaptation. But I was a little bit leery because it was going on Netflix. We know Netflix can kind of be uneven when it comes to special effects driven vehicles, so I didn't know what to expect. But overall, I was hyped going in. I was hyped to see the series. I'm more interested in, I already talked to Vince about this a little bit. You didn't know the property going in, right?
No, I didn't know anything about the Sandman. I thought it was a horror, like a pure horror thing. And when you saw the trailer, when I first saw the trailer, I was like, "What is this?" And it was an interesting trailer, so it got me in. And and you were hyping it up, so definitely wanted to watch it because of that. But I had no idea what anything this was. Well,
right.
I had no idea anything about this.
What the hell is that?
So it's just one of those things.
Yeah. So originally, when Neil Gaiman started the series, it was going to be a revival of an older comic book character called the Sandman. Yellow spandex, red mask, red cape. Actually, the costume makes an appearance later on in the show. He decided to go a completely different route. He said, fuck all that noise. I'm going to do something completely different. Create this world with the endless, who are concepts and not gods, right? And we've got our series protagonist, Dream, who is a concept of dreams. And we start the series, the first 5 episodes, focus on him getting captured. We deal with that in the first episode, and then he gets free, and he's got to go back and get his tools.
Give them back! Step. Whoa.
I guess you could kind of break up the series in 2 different story arcs, right?
Yeah, you're right, man. It almost seems like it's two different series or stories into one show in the first season. And one of the things that I was dreading about the first 3 episodes, I told you the first 2 episodes, like first I was like, oh God, he's going to be trapped in this circle forever. We're going to have to wait for him to break out. You know how it is. It's like when dudes get locked up in prison on a TV show and they spend the whole season locked up and then they get out and get their revenge. It's just like, it's annoying. Then the second part was like, oh, I have to get these 3 tools. I'm like, oh God, now this whole season is going to be about him just tracking down these 3 tools. And they kind of wrapped those stories up pretty fast. And when they did that, I was interested to see where the story would go. And just to be honest with you, unfortunately, that's when the story started taking a nosedive, because they had the setup that I always say is great for any type of movie like this. If you got good villains, you got a good story. And he had great villains. And they kind of dispatched him early, man. It's kind of confusing to me. Break this down for me. These storylines, are they from 2 different stories in the book, or is it just like one overarching story?
Yeah, they are different stories in the book. The Corinthian in the comic books is not the main villain. He is a villain that comes in for that final story arc. Which one was your favorite villain out of the two?
I mean, David Thewlis, just because I thought he was about to go do some crazy stuff, man. You know, when his mom died, I thought it was over. I thought it's like, here's a guy with daddy issues and mommy issues, and we all know, hey, Dragon Disciples, don't get mad when I'm about to say, but we all know that's a powder keg for certain white dudes.
I'm going home!
They have those parental issues. You know what I'm saying? So I was like, oh, there's some damage is about to be done.
By the way, the people that are getting triggered about all these, you know, race changes and gender changes, I just want you to know that white people are represented well in this film. Like you said, mommy and daddy issues. Listen. White people, I know you love daddy issue stories. Big player in the series. Also, the main character, he is like the origin of whiteness.
What's with the skin? Say it with me. Sunlight.
And like when people talk about the sensitivity of the race swaps and the sex gender changes and all this other stuff, get over it. When I watched it, it didn't take me out the show. You know what I'm saying? It's not like they did it. It's not like they did it to do it.
Yeah, man. The main character is white, and he takes up a majority of the screen time. What more do you want? You know, I know sometimes you want all the land, but you can't have all the land. So, all the character swaps are minor character swaps. They're people that, with the exception of the butler, who gets the most screen time. But she's as secondary as it comes. So, yeah, I don't like the people that are raging about that issue. Honestly, they're just doing it.
Oh, pay no attention to that man behind the curtain.
Let's be real.
And one thing that I didn't like about the show, but I did like about the show. So you got the Joanna Constantine character. You got the King Neville. They started building up this world and they introduced these characters, but they all seem like one-offs. Like everyone's story wrapped up in about 1 to 2 episodes. Even Lucifer and things like that. Now, towards the second half of the show, they let Desire, have an extended stay, but it's just like glimpse, big scene. And, I wish that they would have gave those characters more time to breathe rather than just seeing like they're just like, wall decor in the show.
So Lucifer's an interesting one. Lucifer ends up getting their own spin-off in the comic books, and that is my favorite comic book of all time.
Yeah.
All right, it's Death Note meets Paradise Lost, right? It's fantastic, and unfortunately, it spawned a TV show that's nothing like the comic book, and so we're probably never going to see that story adapted. It seems like they're setting Lucifer up for a much bigger role than they had in the comics, though. Yeah. Once again, the standout villain was Dr. Destiny, aka David Thewlis' character.
When him and the Sandman were going at it, I actually started thinking like, man, wouldn't it be cool if they did a new Nightmare on Elm Street movie?
Welcome to your nightmare, bitch.
This is just a horror fan of me. With these kind of concepts and dreams and these kind of battles and trickery and things of that nature. Now I'm not gonna lie, the serial convention.
Yeah, Vince and I agreed on that.
Tarantino stuff right there.
Yeah.
It just went completely left. I thought that was pretty funny and interesting at the same time. But I just think that they took the focus off the Sandman in the last couple episodes and they included so much extra stuff that it kind of discombobulated the series, in my opinion. It seemed a little less focused, but like you said, it may be because they want to set up so many more different things in the next season, that they just wanted to get out the way now. Like, let's just get this out the way now, and then we can dig deeper next season.
Yes, it is.
Okay. And once again, I think they are going to have Lucifer have a much bigger role in this show than they did in the comics.
Yeah,
what do you think of Gwen Christie as Lucifer?
I thought she did good, man. And I like how, when he was getting beat down, I like how they said how he said dreams give you hope. I like that metaphor. I wouldn't say metaphor, but I like that realism put into there to something that they can't beat, because even if you're not religious, even if you're not spiritual, you can still understand that concept of people living in hell, whether that's physical or mentally. That hope can help you escape that. So I thought that was a pretty cool way of them throwing that in there. But and then the twist is pride hurt Lucifer, and now revenge comes. So I thought she did a good job. I'm not sure necessarily where her career is going, because she seems to be getting typecast as specific type of characters. But I'm interested to see how they expand on that character. What'd you think about her?
So yeah, I thought she was great in the role. Originally when they thought of the Lucifer character, they had David Bowie. David Bowie, pretty androgynous dude back in the day, right?
Yeah.
So the fact that it changed to a female didn't hurt, and she's a big girl, right? She's physically imposing in stature, so I thought she was probably more intimidating than the original interpretation. Interestingly enough, in the comic book, Lucifer doesn't go against her; he goes against that demon, and he beats that demon. So once again, it seems like they're setting Lucifer up to have a much bigger role than they did in the comics. Yeah, you can't cast. Like, I think you know who he's going.
Yeah, you know. Yeah. That's exactly where I was going. Once they cast her, they're like, okay, she has a fan base. People who watch Game of Thrones, you know, we're gonna watch her, even though they completely, you know, misused her in Star Wars. Damn. Come on! We were interested in that character because we knew it was her. So she does have that badass. She's believable as a badass female. We're already there. We're already like, okay, you know, she can do that. But I liked how they didn't make her overbearingly evil, you know, or even she didn't even really seem evil to me, you know. She just seemed like, hey, this is what I do. This is who I am, you know. Accept it, leave it. It is what it is.
Yeah, the Lucifer character to me is the second best anti-hero in fiction. Because when I say second best anti-hero, I'm talking a true anti-hero. I get sick of the anti-hero trope where you introduce the anti-hero who's supposed to be this bad dude, but he or she always seems to do the right thing.
Yeah.
You know? The best anti-hero to me is Light Yagami from Death Note.
Oh, yeah.
Because he's truly a bad guy. Now, he's effective. Everything he does works. Crime goes down, all that stuff. Yeah. You know he's in the wrong, but you're still rooting for him. Right?
Yeah.
You know everything that he's doing is in the wrong, and you're still rooting for him. That's why I think he's a perfect anti-hero. And the Lucifer character is second because they're obviously doing everything they're doing for selfish reasons. They're just a child who's getting tired of their whole life literally being decided by their father.
So here's my overall, you know, thoughts of the Sandman. Like I said, the first episode I didn't know what I was getting into. I was like, oh wow, this is very interesting. You know, the second episode, I was all in. The third episode, I liked it as well. Fourth episode, you know, hey, building up. Fifth episode, like you said, is good. Sixth episode, I enjoyed. There's not an episode that I didn't enjoy. I just think the quality went down 7, 8, 9. It just got oversaturated.
Yeah, here's the thing. I think if episode 10 was better, we would have a much better view of 7, 8, 9. Because I thought it was building nicely, but then you got that ending that was so anticlimactic. You look back at 7, 8, 9, you're like, oh, that wasn't even worth it then, you know? It destroys all of that. So let's touch on a couple of the performances. We'll end with Tom Sturgis, and then we'll see what we want. We'll talk about what we want from season 2.
Okay.
I thought some bright spots. I like Joanna Constantine.
Yeah, she was good. I mean, I like the librarian. I thought she was pretty good. You know, for what it's worth, I thought Patton Oswalt did a good job as Matthew. At first, it was just jarring hearing the voice because he's almost like because he's a comedian, so he automatically triggers that comedian thing. But they didn't take it too far. The light was it Lyda? Mm-hmm. I thought she. I mean, everyone did pretty good. You know, like I don't think there was a performance that stood out like a sore thumb to say this is a bad performance. I would say everyone did pretty good. But I would say the standout, of course, would be Sturge. I thought he did a great job as being the foundation of that show. What about you?
Yeah, so I liked all those performances as well. Their performances were good. I was not as fond of Patton Oswalt. You know, it's funny, and Vince and I go into this a little bit. Yeah. I would have loved to see Dave Chappelle in that role.
Huh? Yeah.
Or Bill Burr, you know? Bill Burr would have been fantastic as that Raven.
Yeah, I see that. But here's the thing, though. Like we're saying comedians, but the Raven really didn't take on a comedian role. Like he had its moments. Like I was a bad person. I would be doing this or that, and you know I was a scoundrel.
That's true.
But I mean, the best scoundrel ever put on film to a lot of people is what, Han Solo.
We'll go into Sturge, and then we'll talk about what we want to see from season 2. Sturge, man. So I talked about this with Vince. Originally, now Dream in the comics has a much more ethereal look to him. He's sheet white, and he's got these pitch black eyes that are starry. You can see the stars in. And what I saw, shout outs to Marvelous Videos, a YouTube video I watched where they talked about, they had originally screen tested with that look. They had given him the sheet white skin, they had given the black contact lenses that looked like they had stars in his eyes, and Gaiman kind of put the kibosh on that because he's like, listen, at some point this guy is going to go around talking to normal people, and it's going to just look weird if he's talking to normal people looking like something that just dropped out of space. So I want him to look a little bit more normal. And I thought that was interesting because I think Vince and I talked about this. Sturge does a great job of acting with his eyes. And I think the contacts would have definitely taken away from that. What were your thoughts?
I mean, I don't think so, man. Like, I actually, when
Really?
you tell me that, yeah, I actually think that he would have been, no, I think he did a great job acting with his eyes, but I don't think the contacts would have taken away. I think that if they would have just, it's not like, it wouldn't hurt to drop 2 lines of exposition just to say, hey, this is how he looks, but people perceive him as a different thing.
Interesting.
Could have showed him like that, and then we still get the true vision of what he looks like. I think that would have brought another level to it. But I'm pretty sure that, the actors hate wearing contacts and stuff. I'm pretty sure that it has something else to do with that. Or maybe it just didn't test well with the audiences or whoever saw it. But I think that's a cool thing to have a different look. But it is what it is. But yeah, it's not hard to act with your eyes when you're playing an emo 2000 band member. You know what I'm saying? Like,
another tortured soul, another life of pain.
I just think it's funny that how different it was. But then no, basically this can be a career-making performance for him.
Yeah, Vince and I go into this a little bit. I thought his best acting job was in episode 1, where he didn't say a single word until the end, but he conveyed so much emotions with just his eyes and his his facial expressions.
I can see that.
Yeah, big kudos on. I don't know where they found this guy from. Maybe he's a big deal in England. Maybe we just don't know about him. But perfect casting.
He has a career, but yeah, I think his stock has just got boosted with this one, definitely.
Yeah. Okay. So, what do you want to see from season 2? Let's wrap this up.
Season 2, man, I just want to see more action. You know what? I don't need more action. Okay, let me take that back. I want to see more world building. That's what I told you. I want to hear more about the brothers and sisters and how they all interact with each other. I could care less about the humans in this show. I know that's sad, but that's not why I watch The Sandman. I want to see what the end goal is. I want to know what the end game is of this show, or what the concept is. Because now he's super powered, so I just want to see what the true conflict will be, and I want to see if if they expect to expand it for more than 2 seasons, and there's going to be like 5 seasons, or if next season is going to be self-contained like this season seems to be until the last episode.
Yeah, so you will definitely get a lot more of the Endless. You will get to meet the Endless, and you'll get to meet a lot, or you learn a lot more about them, especially Desire. Yeah, we're gonna get a lot more world building. You'll definitely see a lot more of that in season 2. A lot more of the concepts of the Endless, and man, I mean, even though it dropped off in the last 5 episodes, I'm excited for season 2. I don't know about you.
I'm curious to see what they do. And season 2 is the one where they got the credibility, so they can go a little bit more in depth. So I'm when it comes out, I'll definitely be ready for it.
Are you ready?
I'm ready.
All right, guys, that was our thoughts on the first season of The Sandman that just dropped on Netflix. Stay tuned. We are going to be doing an episode-by-episode in-depth review with V-Dub and Anshul. Keep a lookout for that. Definitely hit that like button, subscribe, drop comments if you have any questions. Anshul, anything to say to the fans?
Nah, man, go watch The Sandman and tell us your thoughts. I want you to comment below and tell us what you think about it. We got some more great reviews coming your way. We've been a little bit late on Prey, but we're definitely going to get to that. And we're definitely going to get to some of these other properties. And we got She-Hulk dropping soon. We'll try to be up early with that. And I want to thank you guys for supporting us while this channel is growing. And I hope you notice we're getting better at this as we go along. So hit that bell notification. You'll get notified as soon as new videos drop and help us build this community. All right? Until next time, see you guys later. Peace.